As the nation celebrates Black History Month, we think of people like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks. But there are countless other African-American heroes. One is chemist Percy Julian. The PBS production features Tony winner Ruben Santiago Hudson as Julian. Marjani Clark reports on the tribute to Julian at Cal State Northridge.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Percy Julian.
Percy Julian was a hero of chemistry, medicine, and civil rights. His scientific research of soybeans helped bring forth a variety of innovations, stretching from birth control pills to a method to treat the sight-stealing disease glaucoma.
This man was Exhibit A of determination and never giving up.
The former chair of the Department of Chemistry says Julian has had a major influence.
He developed an anti-flame foam from soybean materials, and that was used extensively in World War II and saved a lot of lives.
But despite Julian's innovations, he remains widely unknown. I'm here in Sierra Hall for the viewing of Percy Julian. Although there was a small audience, the students that did see the video presentation found it rewarding.
The troubles he faced, that actually was rather curious because nobody thinks about what happens to the chemists that happen to be African American.
It's a privilege. I'm glad these things are around.
And a senior at CSUN found his story remarkable.
It was very extraordinary. I had no clue that there was even African American chemists who existed during that time.
In Julian's unfinished autobiography, he wrote, "I had been perhaps a good chemist, but not the chemist I dreamed of being." As a little boy, Percy Julian witnessed lynchings. Born in 1899 in Montgomery, Alabama, Julian lived under segregation at a time called the Jim Crow era. He went to DePauw, Harvard, and Howard University. He graduated Phi Beta Kappa. He joined the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People to fight for civil rights. A memorable quote from Percy Julian's unfinished autobiography says, "In much of my life, I've had to pick up the broken fragments of chance and turn them into opportunity." He opened Julian Laboratories, which made him a millionaire. Percy Julian won many awards. One is from the American Chemical Society, who recognized him for his treatment of glaucoma. That plaque hangs in the Science Center at DePauw University, which is named after him. And that makes Pan-African Studies Chair Tom Walters proud to be a part of this event on campus.
He accomplished a lot of things with very, very little support from the scientific community.
He was a teacher and worked for the Glidden Company as chief chemist and director of the Soya Product Division. He passed away in 1975 of liver cancer. Percy Julian produced chemical research that we still use today.
The story I will tell you tonight is a story of wonder and amazement.
I'm Marjani Clark in Northridge for Valley View News.
Coming up, making calls from your cell phone on a plane might soon be a possibility.
And we'll find out what really happened at the Oscars.
Cell phone use is now permitted on European airlines. Ryanair says it's the first low-cost carrier installing the service. Passengers on board can make and receive calls through phones connected to the O2 service. Executives say this is a great way to increase revenues since passengers are charged by the minute for voice calls, and there's a fee for email and text. Other airlines that provide the service include British Airways and Royal Jordanian. Cell phone use is still banned in the United States. British executives believe the majority of airlines will be equipped with this service within the next 5 years.
India could be the fourth country to conduct a manned spaceflight. India's Planning Commission has budgeted more than $2.5 billion for a two-man mission. If the cabinet approves the plan, the target launch date will be around 2015.
Now here's entertainment with Violet Amerkanian, including the glitz and glamour from the 81st Annual Academy Awards.
Here's the scoop. The 81st Academy Awards took place Sunday at the Kodak Theater. Best Actor in a Leading Role was awarded to Sean Penn for his performance as a gay rights activist in Milk. This was Penn's second time receiving the Oscar in this category. Kate Winslet finally received an Oscar for Best Actress in a leading role after 5 previous losses for her performance in The Reader. The late Heath Ledger won Best Actor in a Supporting Role for The Dark Knight, which his family accepted on behalf of his 3-year-old daughter Matilda. The first Spanish actor to ever receive an Oscar was Penelope Cruz for her supporting role in Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Slumdog Millionaire was the biggest winner of the night, walking away with 8 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Editing, and Best Adapted Screenplay. The rags to riches story of an 18-year-old orphan and his life experiences in a huge story in India, especially in Mumbai, where the story is based. The people of Mumbai watched the Oscars live at 3:30 in the morning and celebrated after each win for Slumdog Millionaire. Celebrations are expected when the Slumdog cast returns to India. Besides the film itself, Indian music director A.R. Rahman took home an Oscar for Best Director along with Rasool Pukkari for Best Sound Mixing. Fashion at the 81st Academy Awards did not disappoint. Early reports predicted the actors would scale down on gowns and jewels due to the depressed economy. As the limos pulled up to the red carpet, actors emerged in high style. Exclusive gowns from Dior and other top designers graced the carpet. Elegant old Hollywood styles in rich colors, complemented by sparkling jewelry, were worn by presenters and nominees alike. Looks like the stork has plans for Nicole Richie and Joel Madden again. Madden announced on his band's website they're expecting yet another child. Madden and Richie already have a 1-year-old daughter together named Harlow. Even with a bad economy, people are flocking to the movies. Films grossed more than $141 million last weekend. Medea Goes to Jail opened at number 1, making over $41 million in its first weekend. Slumdog Millionaire also makes its way back into the top 5 after almost a month absence. That's it for entertainment. Back to you, Mazen and Amanda.
When we think of art, we think of Picasso, Rembrandt, or Michelangelo. But now a store in Glendale is boasting another type of art, the art of shaving. Valley View News reporter DeJuan Hogard has the story.
Women have their salons, men have their barbershops. The Art of Shaving store in Glendale, however, is actually a barber spa. The only difference is the Art of Shaving claims to give men the service they need to relax using all natural products. Started in 1995 in New York City and now based in Miami, there are currently 43 stores across the country. Customers familiar with the spa usually come for the perfect shave. The Art of Shaving in Glendale is definitely a place where you can go and get a clean shave and learn the 4 elements of a perfect shave. Number 1, prepare with a pre-shave oil. This softens the beard and protects the skin. Number 2 is to lather up for a close and comfortable shave. What this will do is protect the skin from irritation and razor burn. The third step is to shave. With a good razor, shave with the grain, relather, and then shave against the grain. And lastly, number 4 is to moisturize the skin with an aftershave balm. This refreshes and regenerates the skin. Patrick Ford is one of the master barbers at the Glendale location.
You know, this is what our fathers should have taught us when we learned how to shave. They should have took us in the bathroom. They should have said, okay, son, take your brush, put this oil on your face, now lather up, and then shave. But because we've been taught by the television set and the commercials, we have been misled our entire lives.
The price of a shave at any one of the spas varies from $15 for a mustache trim and $80 for a haircut and royal shave. Reporting in Glendale, I'm DeJuan Hogard for Valley View News.
The Cuban government has approved the lung cancer vaccine called CinemaVax EFG. Cuba says the vaccine has been extending the lifespan of terminally ill lung cancer patients up to several years. The therapeutic vaccine does not prevent or cure lung cancer.
The government is warning patients that the psoriasis drug Raptiva causes serious brain infection and even death. The Food and Drug Administration reports 3 confirmed cases and a possible 4th of people diagnosed with severe neurological damage after using Raptiva. Raptiva is injected once a week to suppress cells in adults with moderate to severe psoriasis.